And then when you're ready, we are going to start lying down, so you can just take yourself onto your mat. You don't really need any blocks today, but if you want to have them by you, then please feel free to use them. So any comfortable lying position will do for the start. And then when you're ready, we're just going to begin our practice, just taking a deep inhale, so through your nose. And then we're going to breathe everything out through your mouth. So just try and release all of the air that you've taken in. We'll do that again, so deeply inhale. So again, see if you can fill up with as much air as you can. And then we'll exhale it all through your mouth. When you come to the end of that exhale, we'll gently close the lips and just begin to breathe just in and out through your nose, taking your time. Just using your breath to help you arrive on your mat. Allow the body to relax a little bit more. If you can soften down just gently. If you notice any areas of tension, see if you can release that a little bit. The practice today is a practice in compassion. So compassion for others, but also for ourselves. So as we are on the mats today, just being really gentle with our poses that we take, how deeply we go into them, even how long you hold them. If you want to come out of them, then please do at any time. Really just having that sense of awareness of how everything feels and really not being too concerned about how it looks. So when you're ready, we'll move a little bit. So if you like to bend your knees, have your feet just flat on the floor. And then from there, we'll just draw the knees just in towards your chest. I'm going to keep your right knee in. So just using both of your hands on your right knee, and then just extend your left leg. So just along the mat. So very gently drawing the right knee in a little bit more, again without forcing it. Just in a very kind of more explorative way. So we're just drawing it in to see how it feels. If it doesn't feel right, then we'll release it a little bit as well. And then from there, we're going to take a little twist. So use your left hand on the right knee, and then just draw your right knee all the way over to the left. You can move to the outside edge of your left foot if you like. You can keep using this left hand to just gently press the thigh down, and you can stretch your right arm away if you like, and just look along it. Again, the pressure you're applying is just to see how it feels, and you might release it a little bit. You might apply a little bit more pressure. And use your breath, directing it to any areas of tightness. When you're ready, slowly back towards the middle. So just drawing both of your knees back in again. So we'll do the same thing on the other side. Both of your hands onto your left knee and extend your right leg along the mat. Okay, when you're ready, very gently drawing that left knee in. When you're ready, we'll take the twist on that side. So right hand onto the left knee, start to move it over. And maybe stretch your left arm away and turn your head to look along it. When you're ready, slowly back in. towards the center. So we'll draw the knees back in towards your chest again. This time we'll move the hands towards the back of your thighs. Now we're going to move forwards and back here. So just when you're ready, just a gentle movement. And then when you're ready, we'll come all the way up. So take your time. As you come up, we're going to move to an all fours position. So again, if you want to use blocks at all here, please do. So coming into that all fours, you're going to spread your hands underneath your shoulders and the knees directly underneath your hips. We'll just do a few cat-cow movements here. So on the inhale, start to drop the belly and go forwards to your chest. And on the exhale, we'll round in. Starting to match your movement and your breath. Moving at your own pace. We'll do one more of these, so just take your time. When you're ready, we're going to make our way back in towards the center, so just coming in towards the middle of that. Draw your belly in. Take an inhale. As you exhale, we're going to take your right leg and just extend it behind you. So kind of level with your hip if you can. Hands nice and level. And then from here, we're going to bend into the leg. So we're just slightly bending it, flexing your foot a little. So as you inhale, extend the leg away. And as you exhale, re-bend the legs. So still kind of following your breath as you do that. Now that might be enough for you, just moving that leg just out and in. Drawing the belly button towards your spine. If you want a little bit more, we're going to extend away, so through your opposite arm. So as you bend the leg, you're going to reach back. You're just going to gently tap the foot if you can, or reach back towards it. And then as you extend your leg, reach your arm forwards. So do that again. So bending in the leg, reach the hand back. Maybe you can tap it and then extend and reach away. Let's do that one more time. So again, take it back nice and smoothly. And exhale, extend. So this time, placing your left hand on the ground, draw your right knee in towards your chest. I'm going to step your right foot up towards the top of your mat. So any way you get there, just stepping forwards with your right leg. As you come in, you might want to slide the left leg back. We'll try and keep the knee over the ankle and the front leg. We're going to lift the chest here. So if you want to, you could take your hands just onto your thigh and press your chest up. Or if you can reach your arms up, then lift them up. Try and relax the shoulders and maybe pull the wrist back a little bit. And start to feel the hips sinking down gently towards the mat. Okay, let's take one more inhale here. When you're ready, releasing your hands back down towards the ground. And we're just going to step back to an all fours position. So you might need to walk your knees in a little bit. So again, hands under the shoulders, knees underneath your hips. When you're ready on an inhale, extend the left leg behind us. Again, just take your time. Start to bend into the legs. So flex your foot a little bit. Keep the knee up so it's kind of level with your hips, so we're not dropping it down too much. So we're just bending and extending, following our breath, breathing in and breathing out. If you want a little bit more, you could extend away, so through your opposite arm. And as you bend your leg, just reaching back, maybe you can touch your toes and then reach the hand all the way away. Let's do that again. So again, exhale, just reach behind you. Inhale, stretch away. Okay, let's do that twice more, so take your time. And one last time. So as you come in on this last one, we'll just extend the leg away. Place your hand on the ground and then bend the left knee in, so towards your chest again. And we'll step the left foot up towards the top of your mat. So as you come forwards, again, maybe slide that right leg back a little bit. And keep the hands on the ground if it suits you better, or lift them up so they're on your thigh, push your chest up, or maybe reach your arms. Try and get a softness in your shoulders, a sense of the hips sinking down. Okay, when you're ready, slowly release. So both hands back down towards the mat. And then from there, we'll step back. So again, once more, just into that all fours. Now from here, we're going to move to our first downward facing dog. So we'll start to tuck the toes and lift your hips and press back. Again, if that doesn't suit you to move into a down dog, then you can always take it into a child's pose and sit in that. So just whatever feels right. If your arm down dog, if you want to move a little bit here, pedaling out your feet, moving your hips, any little movement. We're going to take one more inhale. So we'll lift the heels up, looking forwards. We're just going to walk up towards the top of your mat. So take your time. When you get there, separating your feet, so about hip distance apart. Either hands on the thighs here, or you can release them down. Or if you want to, you can take hold of opposite elbows and just gently sway, but just really whatever feels best. Keeping that bend into your knees. Belly pulling in. Okay, when you're ready, we'll release the hands back down. And as you inhale here, start to lengthen forward, so stretching your spine forwards. On the exhale, we'll fold all the way back down. As you inhale, we'll reach up, so rising all the way up towards the top. And then on the exhale, just drawing the palms together, so just in front of your heart. Maybe closing your eyes for a moment. Just being aware of how you feel now you come up to that standing position. Okay, we'll release the hands, we'll open the eyes. So you can stay with your feet either apart or bring them a little bit closer together. So coming into our Tadasana, spreading your toes and lengthening through the legs. So we'll draw the belly in. When you're ready on an inhale, we're going to reach up with the arms. I'm going to bring the hands together as you come up into that extended mountain. And as you exhale, we're going to lean over a little bit towards the right side. So just taking a little stretch through the side of your body. Inhale, come back into the center, so stretch the arms up. And then on the exhale, start to move over towards the other side. As you inhale, come back into the center. And then on the exhale, we're just going to release the hands all the way down. As you inhale next, we're going to take a little chair pose. So you're going to bend your knees and start to reach the arms forwards. I'm going to come in for a little twist here. So again, you just work where you can, but keep your right arm reaching forwards and just reach back with your left arm. As you inhale, come back into the center. And as you exhale, just change sides. Inhale, come back into the center. And on the exhale, we'll fold forward. So just towards your legs again. So maybe taking your belly onto your thighs if you can. Inhale here, lengthen forwards through your spine. On the exhale, we'll fold back in. So we're going to put all this together. So as you inhale, we're going to reach up. So just rising all the way up to the top. Keep stretching up with your hands. As you exhale, hands together, start to lean over towards the right side. Inhale, come back into the center. So take your time. And as you exhale, start to move the other way. Inhale back into the center. We're going to bend your knees. So we're coming into that chair pose as we sink down. As you exhale, right hand forward, left arm reaches back. Inhale, bring it back into the center and change sides. Inhale, center. And as you exhale, just folding towards your legs. Okay, let's do that again. So inhale, lengthen forwards through your spine. Exhale to fold. Inhale, reach up, so rising all the way up towards the top. Hands together when you get there. Exhale, start to lean over to the right again. So really pressing through your feet, stretching through the side of your body. Inhale to the center. Exhale, let's go the other way. Inhale towards the center, start to bend your knees, coming back into that chair. So we'll keep that right arm forward, start to reach and open. So maybe we can take it a bit further now. Bring it back into the center and exhale. So we'll go the other way, so start to reach back. Inhale back into the center. As you exhale, folding forwards, bend your knees, take your time. Inhale, lengthen. So we'll do that one more time. So exhale, Holding all the way back down again. Inhale, reach up, so rising all the way up, keep stretching, extending mountain. When you're ready, exhale, take that little lean over towards the right. Inhale to the center, and exhale, move the other way. So you can start to move through it just at your own time now. Again, back into the center, and inhale, bend your knees, come back into that chair. And when you're ready, reaching back with your left arm, so open up through your chest. Get back into the center, and move the other way. Inhale, center. Exhale to fold. Lengthen on the inhale. Holding down on the exhale. Inhale, reach up. This time on the exhale, we're just going to draw the palms together just in front of your heart. Just again, take a little moment there. Just holding still, noticing sensations in your body, your breath, so you manage to maintain it. And if you haven't, then be compassionate about it as well. Okay, we'll release the hands, we'll open the eyes. So our balance today is dancer. Again, please feel free to use a wall. You can stand with your hand on a wall. You can just come into it as much or as little as you want to. You don't have to move that deeply into it. We are going to start with our feet hip distance apart, so spreading the toes. We'll stand onto your right leg, so we're going to bend your knee and we'll draw the belly in. And then all we're going to do is to lift your left foot up off the ground. So we're just going to bend it literally. And then you can just bring your hands towards the center. So that might be enough. And if it's enough, it's enough. You just stay with that. Just bending the leg, focusing your gaze. Nice steady breath. If you want a little bit more, then you could reach with your left hand to the outside or the inside. Try and keep the knees pretty close together. And then reach up through your right arm. If you want a little bit more than that, push your foot into your hand and start to move. Again, work where you can without force. Be compassionate and understanding. Because sometimes we do a balance practice and it's easy, it feels easy, and we're focused and balanced. And then other times we can come and it's all over the place. So, be compassionate about that. Okay, let's take one more inhale. When you're ready, slowly start to release. So try and do that with control. But again, if it doesn't happen, then don't get annoyed about it, just accept it. So feet together, hands together. Let's close the eyes for a moment, just being aware of the sensations in your body and also of the thoughts in your mind. Okay, let's try the other side. So separating your feet a little bit, standing onto your left leg a little bit more, bend the knee. And again, start to just lift your right foot off the ground. So you might just come here, staying here is fine, hands to the center. Because at the end of the day, we're all just standing on one leg. If you add flourishes and bits to it, frilly bits, then that's it's a bonus, but you don't have to. So stay here if you like, or reaching down, taking hold of that foot in any position you like. You can use a strap if you like as well, or a belt. And then bring your knees together. If you want a bit more, start to reach up with your hands, start to press your foot into your hand. Still with that same steady gaze, that same even breath. And let's take one more inhale. When you're ready, slowly release it. So start to move out of it. Take your time. Bring your feet and your hands together once more. And just being compassionate about your practice and where we get to. Okay, when you're ready, we'll release the hands, we'll open the eyes. So we're going to come in and do some standing postures now. We are just going to step back today into our standing postures. So you can just come towards the top of your mat. We are going to be stepping back just with your right leg. So before you do that, just make sure you've got a really nice Tadasana, really strong Tadasana. So again, feet together or spread the toes and keep your feet a little bit apart. Lengthen your legs, draw your belly in and release the shoulders down your back. So when you're ready, we're going to step back with your right leg. So into warrior one, first of all. So just reaching back, and you can always adjust it. Try and get your heel down and your toes facing forwards. You might need to walk your left foot out a little bit more. Try and keep your shoulders and your hips forwards. And then as you inhale, just start to reach the arms up. Again, if that doesn't suit you, bring your hands towards your chest. So in this warrior one, just start to feel that you're balanced between your feet. You should feel quite a strong stretch actually in your right calf. So we want to feel that stretch in the calf muscle if we can. And if you do want a little bit more here, you can always bring your hands together and then start to lean back a little bit. But again, it's not, these are optional kind of bits that we add on, and it's not essential that you do them. It's more important of how does the posture actually feel to you? Does it feel like, it should feel like you've come home really when you come into a posture and you get to the right position for you. That's kind of how it should feel. Okay, let's take one more inhale. We're going to move to warrior two. So just taking your time, start to move around. Again, there might be quite a bit of adjustment with your feet and your legs, but that doesn't matter. So, you know, sometimes you want to move into a little bit deeper, sometimes you want to not. And the practice of compassion is really about coming into about kind of 70%. And then if you go a little bit deeper, then you go deeper. But if you want to stay at that 70%, then that's fine. It's not about going as deep as you can every single time. Sometimes you want to, but sometimes it's not appropriate. So looking along your front hand, start to feel as if you could open the hips a little bit more. So maybe drawing your left knee back gently or squeezing into your glutes a little. Keeping the hips, so there is a little tilt of your pelvis in warrior two, but not dramatically. And then open up through your chest. We're going to keep these warrior two legs and we're going to reverse our warrior. So we'll turn the left hand up, start to reach back a little bit through your right hand and release it down your back leg. And then just gently lift the arm up. And again, if you choose to look up, and that's fine, but it doesn't suit your neck, then don't. And then if you want a little bit more here, you keep the legs the same and we just lean further back into it. Just opening up more space in the front of our body for air, for oxygen, for our organs, to give them more space. Now we're going to try and keep that space as we come into side angle. So gently move to warrior two and then lengthen over your left leg. So right forearm, left forearm down even, and then that right arm just stretching it past your ear. So think more about the straight line that you're creating, that diagonal straight line through your back foot, all the way up through the side of your body and then continuing up through your arm. So that's what's important, not to get further down. Folk get a bit competitive and want to go further down the leg. You can, if you've got a block, maybe use a block on the inside of that left foot and move further down. But essentially, we're just doing this side stretch. Okay, let's take one more inhale. Start to move back up, so just to warrior two for a breath. And then from there, releasing both of your hands all the way down towards the mat, turn on the toes of your back leg. So we're in this lunge position. We are just going to step back here into plank. And if you do want to take a vinyasa, don't let me stop you. But you could just move to child's pose here. That if you are in a plank position, you could lower your knees or just move forwards halfway and bend your elbows. Inhale, upward facing or cobra. And on the exhale, make your way back, downward facing dog. Okay, from there we will lift the heels and we'll lower the knees down, and we're just going to come into that wide leg child's pose. So take your knees wide, bring your feet together, start to set your hips back, and you can either stretch your arms out here or just cross your arms over and lower your head down. So being compassionate is it's the extent of sympathy that you have to act to alleviate someone else's suffering. And in this case, it's our own suffering. So in our yoga practice, we're so sympathetic to our body and to our, really how everything feels in our body, that we take action against any strong feelings, so feelings that we've gone too far in a pose or gone into something that's not really appropriate for us. So we take action and alleviate our suffering. When you're ready, we're going to slowly start to come back up. So you can walk yourself up onto your hands, first of all, and your knees. And then from there, we're going to move back into our downward facing dog. So just tuck the toes, start to lift the hips up. And again, you don't necessarily have to come into down dog. If you'd rather just stay in child's pose for a breath or two, you could do that. And if you want to move in this down dog, then do. If you want to stay still, then stay still and just enjoy the pose. And we'll take one more inhale. When you're ready, lifting both heels again. So you can either walk or step up towards the top of your mat, however you like to get there. When you do get there, separate your knees and separate your feet and bend your knees. And maybe just take your belly just onto your chest. So taking your belly down onto your chest and bending your knees is a good way of coming into a forward fold, because from there you can just very gently start to straighten the legs a little bit, and we're in the right position. Our upper body is relaxed, and again you can do that with your hands on your legs or on a block as well. So sometimes when we fold forwards, it's not actually a forward fold, so coming into it this way is a little bit easier perhaps. You've got your elbows or anything, release your hands down. And then as you inhale, start to lengthen forwards through your spine. So moving your hands up, straightening your spine forwards. On the exhale, just folding all the way back down again. On the inhale, we'll reach up, so coming all the way up to that extended mountain, reach your hands. On the exhale, draw the palms together, so in front of your heart. So we are going to move in, we're going to do the other side now. So again, just taking your time, stepping back into it. So come back into your mountain pose, spreading your toes and making any adjustments you need to your upper body. Draw the belly in, and we'll start to step back with your left leg to warrior one. So taking a step back, again, you can adjust your feet, move your right foot further out. Start to feel you can use your hands even to rotate the shoulders and the hips. Don't worry too much about your hips. It's more your shoulders you want forwards. The hips are again just a little bonus. So bending into your front leg. If you want to reach your arms up, then lift them up. If you can release the shoulders a little bit when you get there. And start to be aware of where the weight in your body is. So try and balance it between the back foot and the front foot. And if you do want a bit more, bring your hands together and taking that little back bend, but again, without forcing yourself, and just if you feel like it. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. We'll start to open to warrior two again. So taking your time, start to move around. So moving your back foot round a little bit more. Maybe you widen your stance a little bit. Again, coming gently, conservatively, and then maybe deepen it a little bit without forcing or making yourself. Focus your gaze. Steady, even breaths. We're going to reverse it. So when you're ready, start to reach back a little bit, taking that left hand down, right hand lifts up, and then start to reach up. Again, you might just take it to here, and that is fine. Only if you feel like it. So you want a little bit more stretch in your upper body, or are you happy with where it is? Still keep that balance between your feet, that focus in your gaze, and watch your breath. So again, maintaining that sense of spaciousness, we'll move forwards into side angle. So releasing your right arm down and lift your left arm past your ear. So getting that full stretch all the way up through the side of your body, continuing up, up, up. Good. And try not to be too heavy with your right arm. So you want to use your core to kind of lift up. We're just there. We're gently there, but we're not leaning into it too much. Let's take one more inhale. We'll rise back up. So coming into that warrior two position again, and then we'll release the hands and we'll come down, turning onto the toes of your back leg. So again, as you come into this, you can step back to plank. You can lower your knees and come straight into that wide leg child's pose, or you can take a vinyasa. So with the knees up or down, move forward, bring the elbows halfway if you can. Inhale, upward facing, or cobra. Exhale, make your way back, downward dog. Okay, from there, we are going to lift your heels up and you're going to lower your knees down towards the mat. So we'll come into that child's pose again. So widen your knees, feet together, sink the hips back and maybe reach your arms out. And if you don't want to reach your arms out, then bring them in. So in the Yoga Sutras, they suggest that if we practice compassion, Karuna, it's called in the Yoga Sutras, then it leads to serenity and peace for ourselves. When you're ready, we're going to slowly come up. We're going to come into a sitting position. So you can just use your hands here to press yourself up and then make your way round. And we're going to take your legs pretty wide here. It doesn't have to be super wide. We're coming in for a side bending version of Janu Shirasana. So we want the legs fairly wide, so kind of V shape. Bend your knees. We're going to be keeping your right leg straight. We're going to bend in to your left leg. So just coming in with that left leg. Again, if you've got blocks here and your left leg is high, then that can be quite a strain on your hip. So if you need to just pop a block or two underneath that, so if you can allow that leg to relax down even towards the blocks rather than hanging in the air, it kind of creates a bit of tension. And then from there, we're going to turn towards your right leg. You can either lay your right arm down the inside of your right leg or place it onto your leg. And if you can reach, you can take hold of your ankle or your foot. It's really up to you. You could use a strap here, but you don't want to be pulling it. It doesn't really matter how far you get down. Okay, we're going to use our left hand to reach up and over. So we're coming up and then over the top. So coming into that side stretch. So keeping your left hip down And if you feel that kind of this arm is just hanging in the air, if you can reach all the way over, then take it over, but you don't want to come around the front. You need to keep going over the top. So if your arm's not long enough, then just forget that. You could take your left hand behind your head. And then if you want to move through it, on the inhale, we open the chest up, so towards the ceiling a little. And then on the exhale, we fold forwards a little more towards that right leg. You can do that a couple of times if you want to. Again, without grasping or trying to get anywhere, just be compassionate, gentle, understanding of your body. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. When you're ready, slowly come back up again, so take your time. We're going to release the legs, so take them out. And we're going to come in for a wide-legged forward fold. So again, if you do want to use blocks here, then you definitely use blocks in front of you. I'll grab a couple so you can see if you want to use yours. So if you take your legs out, if you've not got blocks, it doesn't matter. See if you can sit up onto your sit bones. So you kind of need to move the fleshy parts away and bend your knees a little bit if you need to. So as you inhale, we're going to reach up. And then on the exhale, we're just going to move forward. So you might just have your hands on the ground here, and that is fine. Again, if you want to move through it, on the inhale, lift your chest. And on the exhale, maybe walk further forwards. And if you have blocks and you want to use them, you could build a little structure and you could rest your head just on that. So it just helps us to kind of relax a little bit into it. You don't have to. So using our breath, seeing if we can soften a little bit more. Anywhere really in your body. So you might be holding tension in your shoulders or your jaw. You can soften your eyes. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. We're going to move back up again. So again, just gently start to draw yourself back up. So we're going to do that side stretching Dhanushrasana on the other side. So we'll bend your right leg into any degree. Use blocks underneath that thigh if you need to. And move your foot wherever it feels comfortable. So when you're ready, we'll turn towards your left leg and start to lay the hands either along the inside of your left leg or on top of it, taking your ankle or your foot, and then start to reach up and over the top. Again, if it feels odd with your hand just hanging here, then taking the hand behind the back of your head. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, move forwards along. Take one more inhale. Start to lift back up again. So take your time as you come back up. And as you come back up, we're going to come once more into that wide leg forward fold. So releasing your legs, taking them out in front. Again, just have them at any distance and bend your knees a little. Maybe use your hands to just kind of pull the fleshy parts away so you are sitting onto your sit bones. As you inhale, we'll reach up again. And then on the exhale, just start to fold in. Take your time, move to where you can, and often, or sometimes when you come in a second time, it actually might feel a little bit easier, a little bit more open. Not always, sometimes. Scanning the body, looking for areas where You might be unintentionally holding tension, but you are. If you can release that. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. When you're ready, slowly start to walk your hands back. So take your time. When you come back, we're going to bring your legs together, which should feel quite nice. You can give them a little shake. Now we're going to come into our Paschimottanasana now, so our seated forward fold. And again, if you want to sit on a block here, then please do. If you want to use a strap here, then please do that as well. If you want to do it with bent legs rather than straight legs, then just modify it. So when you're ready, if you like, you can reach up on the inhale and then folding forwards on the exhale. So hands wherever they will lie. You're using your strap just around the balls of your feet. But again, we're not trying to get anywhere. The most important lesson is the experience of the posture. So not getting into something that you feel you should be in. But just enjoying the journey. When you're ready, we're going to slowly release and coming back up again. You can give your legs a little bit of a shake. And we're going to make our way onto our front now. So we're going to do a little bit through our cobra and also a little bit through upward facing dog. So somebody asked me last week, what is the difference between cobra and upward facing dog? So really it's just to try and clarify that if you're not sure. I'm sure you are, but it's good to practice it anyway. So when you're ready, we're going to lay down onto your front. So just take your time making your way down. We're going to do a little bit through Shavasana as well on this side. So take your time. Just settle yourself on your front. And sometimes it's nice to lie on your front. So releases the low back a little bit. And you can move a little bit side to side. So with all these forward folds, we just do some back extensions just to complement them. So start first of all with your feet hip distance apart. Try and relax your feet and your legs as much as you can. Gently press the pubic bone down. I'm going to start with your hands reaching down your sides, and we're going to bring the palms just onto the mat here. Now take an inhale. As you breathe out, we're just going to gently lift the upper body a little bit. So we're not kind of looking forwards, but we're looking down towards our mat. And then when you're ready, slowly release back down on the exhale. So we'll do that again. So inhale, just start to gently lift up. So without collapsing in the center of your body, try and engage a little. And then slowly release back down. If that's enough for you, just stay with that. If you want to, you can reach your hands back. So as if you're kind of reaching down towards your toes. So as you inhale, start to reach back, lifting maybe a little bit more. Without needing to, and then exhale, slowly release down. So we're going to do that once more. This time as you come up, we're just going to hold up, so we're just going to lift and hold. And if you want to here, you could also start to lift your legs, so you could bring your feet together if you like, and just lift your feet up off the ground as well. So reaching back, keeping your gaze down, I think more stretching rather than lifting. Okay, one more deep inhale. Slowly release everything all the way back down. So as you come down, you might want to bring your arms around, put your head down, and if you like to, you can also bend your knees if you want to move your hips a little bit. Just gently sway them side to side. Okay, from there, come back in towards the center. Now this time we're going to start with your hands pretty wide. So we're going to come into a L-shaped position with your arms. So your hands will be off the mat with a straight line from your shoulder to your elbow, and then your elbow up to your wrist. If you look down towards your mat, you're going to imagine that there's a little marble there, and we're going to use that marble. So if you go behind it, we're just going to roll it forwards a little. As you do that, we're going to lift up, so through your forehead and through your nose, and maybe a little bit of your chin. And then slowly release all the way back down again. So do that again. So move behind the marble, start to push it forwards with your nose. Lift up through your forehead, your nose, your chin. You don't have to lift high, and then lower down. Now you can stay with that. If you want a little more, walk your hands in, but then further down. And for Cobra, sometimes we even take the hands kind of mid-chest, but you just have to find a position where your hands will feel comfortable, where the elbows are lifted up off the ground and the elbows are squeezing in towards your rib cage. So again, we still roll the marble forward, so move behind it, and then roll forwards. As you do that, see if you can pull your shoulder blades back and down, and then lift up through your chest. And then as you exhale, slowly release all the way back down again. So again, breathing out, rolling forwards. Start to roll the shoulders, lift your chest a little bit. And then exhale, release down. So our Cobra is kind of that position. So we're not lifting up through your hips or through your thighs. And really upward facing dog, if you want to come into it, if you roll up towards your Cobra and then just keep pushing, and the front of the feet are generally on the ground as you do that, and the elbows stay soft so we're not locking out. And again, it might feel too much. And then we'll slowly release all the way back down. Good. Then you come back down, you can just release your arms. You can bend your knees. You can move a little bit side to side. Okay, from there, we'll use our hands, so just underneath your shoulders. Start to press yourself back up, so just to an all fours position. As you come into this all fours, just do a few cat cows here just to ease off your back a little bit. So as you inhale, just lowering your belly, start to peel forward to your chest. And then on that exhale, tuck your tailbone under, rounding through the upper back and the shoulders. Okay, let's do that twice more, so just take your time. And last one. Well done. When you're ready, come back into the center, walk your hands back towards your knees and your knees forward. We'll take a little seat towards the front, or a long ways on your mat, you probably want to be. Now we're going to make our way down onto your back now, so you could stretch your legs out. If you want to just lay down on your back, then please do that. Otherwise, with your legs either straight or bent, we'll reach the arms forwards, take an inhale, and as you breathe out, we're going to start to move back. So as you move back, we tuck the tailbone under, draw your belly in, and we start to roll back all the way onto the mat. Again, if it doesn't suit you, just use your hands and lower yourself down just in your own way. So as you come onto your back, we're going to lie a really long, straight position, and you're going to stretch your arms over your head. So taking a full stretch all the way from your feet all the way up towards your hands. We're going to come into Bananasana, or our banana shape. So if you bring your hands together, and then we're going to take your arms just over towards the right side. So just move both of your arms, and your head will move a little bit over to the right. And then when you're ready, walk your feet across towards the right as well. So just keep walking them over until you feel that you need to stop. And then when you get there, if you want to, you do not have to. You can lift your left foot up and we cross it over the top of your right foot. So you should feel a really strong stretch down through the side of your body, down through that left hip. Breathing into the left side. And when you're ready, if you lift your left foot up and release it down, if you've got crossed over, walking your feet back to the center, walk your hands back in. When you get into the middle, just take that full body stretch again. So stretching from your feet all the way to your hands. Let's do the other side, so moving both of your hands. So over towards that left side now, and again, maybe your head moves along. Start to walk your feet to the left. So again, take it over as far as you feel comfortable. And if you want a bit more, lift your right foot up and cross it over the top of your left. Start to breathe into the right side, start to feel that strong stretch all the way through the side of your body. And when you're ready, slowly uncross your legs and then bring yourself back in towards the center. We'll release the hands all the way down by your sides and we'll bend the knees. Now from there, we're going to come in and do a little bridge movement. So again, with your feet flat on the floor, you could use your block here, definitely. So if you want to lift your hips up, placing your brick underneath it and lay your hips down, do that. Otherwise, start to lift your hips up and just stay in that bridge position. So any variation here, you could come up onto your shoulders if you want. Maybe you walk your heels back and back into your ankles. Really is up to you, whatever feels good today. When you're ready, we'll slowly release. If you have your block, then remove it. Otherwise, releasing yourself all the way back down towards the ground. We're going to come in for a little twist. So we'll draw the knees into your chest. If you feel this is too much doing the twist from your knees in, you can do it with your feet flat on the ground. So it's really up to you. So drawing the knees in, we'll stretch the arms out wide and we'll lower the legs just over towards one side. And again, if it feels too much, lower your knees a little bit. If you can, turn your head in the opposite direction. We'll keep looking up towards the ceiling. When you're ready, back and towards the middle. Let's go the other way, taking your time, just rolling your legs all the way over towards the other side. When you're ready, back and towards the center. Using your hands, draw your knees to your chest. And if you do want to make any little circles or movements or any kind of final stretches that you want to take. So we are going to move into Shavasana next. So if you do want to grab a jumper, some socks or something, then please do that. Just making your way just into a comfortable position when you're ready. Start to be aware of your breath without trying to change it, but just being aware of it. Observe it. Allowing your body to find comfort and relaxation in this position. Allow it to soften down a little bit. Let your mind become aware of your feet. Feel the soft golden glow enter your feet. fill your feet with warmth and relaxation. Let your feet just fall where they naturally want to. Just let them go. And feel that soft glowing glow begin to move into your ankles. Feel your ankles become warm and relaxed. Let the muscles in your ankles relax. Just let them go. Now feel that soft golden glow begin to move up into your calves and your shins. Feel your calves as they sink more deeply into the mat beneath you. Let the muscles on the top of your shins just relax. And now feel that soft golden light moving into your knees. Let the warmth fill your knees. Let your kneecaps relax. Let the back of your knees relax. Feel the muscles around your knees relax. Feel the warmth moving up into your thighs, warming the top of your thighs and the back of your thighs. Feel the back of your thighs sinking into the mat beneath you. Now let the warm golden light move into your hip joints, into your belly. Let the muscles relax through your hips as they sink into the mat. Feel that warm golden glow moving up through each vertebrae of your spine, softening, relaxing as it moves. Feel that warm golden glow moving up towards your chest and your shoulders, into your arms and your hands, all the way down to your fingertips. Releasing the muscles, softening the joints. So that warm golden light moving up to your neck, to your head and your face. Smoothing out your forehead, relaxing your jaw, softening your teeth. That warm golden glow develops your whole body, allowing you to sink deeper towards the mat. Just letting everything go. When you're ready, we're going to take a deep inhale. So just through your nose. And then just sigh that out your mouth. If you'd like, you can do that again. Take your time. When you're ready, we'll start to move just through your fingers and your toes. I like to stretch your arms over your head, just taking a full stretch. If you'd like to bring your arms back over, you can bend your knees. Just start to make any little movements that you like to make. Perhaps rolling over onto your side. And when you're ready, we'll just start to come up. Take your time, there's no rush at all. You don't have to move quickly, but just in your own way. Just find a comfortable seat when you're ready. We'll bring the palms together, so just in front of your heart. So leaving a little gap just to signify an openness in your heart. So thank you so much for coming along and practicing with me this morning. I hope you enjoyed the compassion practice that we did. Namaste. Thank you very much, everyone. I'll stop the recording and you can just unmute yourself.